I've been using M5 stack devices like the Cardputer since its first launch, and I've been watching every custom firmware basically come into fruition since the Nemo firmware and Marauder first hitting M5 burner, and before we had the launcher firmware, everything was in M5 burner until M5 launcher came out. A custom firmware allowing you to switch between custom firmware through your SD card on your device on the fly, basically allowing you to save all of the custom firmware that you wanted and then just load them up either way you wanted to take care of it. It was seamless, it was awesome, and I loved it. Later on, it was converted into the launcher firmware after they started adapting LilyGO devices and the cheap yellow display. As a matter of fact, the cheap yellow display having launcher on it allows you to switch between awesome custom firmware, and there's a lot of awesome custom firmware that has come out recently, and it is absolutely amazing. As of recently, I want to say 4 days ago, there's been a major update and an awesome development when it comes to the launcher firmware, and it allows for a few extra features that are actually really noteworthy. If you're new to this channel, hey, how's it going? I'm your pal Cal, and today we're going to be going over the compatibility list for M5 launcher, or sorry, the launcher firmware. I still call it M5 launcher to this day. I almost never wanted it to convert, but just the convenience of it all is amazing. So essentially, aside from being able to swap between custom firmware, you can edit the config of your device and pick between firmware as well as dual firmware booting. This didn't exist before, so being able to partition the memory on the actual device and load, let's say, pork chop while also loading the evil M5 firmware is really awesome, because me in particular, I like switching between custom firmware. There's a lot of awesome stuff that you can do with the evil firmware, and there's really fun stuff you can do with the M5 pork chop firmware. Pork chop is more so fun, innovative, and it takes a kind of gaming approach when it comes to understanding and learning penetration testing and Wi-Fi security, Bluetooth security, understanding vulnerabilities, war driving. There's so much that make it such an amazing platform that you can swap all between custom firmware that you could possibly like. And it's not just limited to those two custom firmware. You can switch between the Nemo firmware, Marauder, you name it, it's there, as well as the Bruce firmware. Now, full disclosure, this video is for educational purposes only. Remember to only test your own hardware. Do not test networks or devices that you do not have explicit permission to test on. Always follow the laws of your region and don't be a skid. We're not gonna be going over those type of custom firmware in this video. We're strictly focusing on launcher, how you can install it, and checking out all the new updates on it, man. The main reason why I did this video is because their newest launcher update for the M5 Stack Tab 5. Now, the M5 Stack Tab 5 is an ESP32 P4 plus C6 combo, all in one on an IoT device. It also has a built-in camera, a speaker, a microphone, a full-size USB port, USB-C. It takes this NF550 big camera type battery. It's like the one thing that I do not like about it. I kind of wish the battery pack was flush. I know if I wanted to, I could probably get it done, but it's just MacGyvering something like that. It can be kind of dangerous, so I do not encourage it. There are bigger NF550s or 650s and 750s. There's a lot of, it just gets fatter and fatter and fatter. So depending on how you actually stack your Tab 5, will depend on how it looks. Now on my Tab 5 in particular, I have a device called the Monster C5 by the Lab 5 team. And the Lab 5 team make really awesome products, and there's going to be a lot of monster related stuff very, very soon, because they're announcing their new CC1101 as well as their stackable monster where you can basically stack modules, their laboratorium firmware. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's not the focus. But the Tab 5 didn't have proper launcher support, or at least it was kind of tricky. And that's because support for the Tab 5 wasn't really there. But now we have launcher fully supported. Now is the second, the second supported firmware that's actually stable, working, because the other custom firmware have been working kind of weird. Sometimes there's bugs, sometimes there's issues. It all comes down to what you're using it for. I use mine to switch between the laboratorium firmware, which is an amazing custom firmware, but having launcher basically gets you ready just in case there's another custom firmware where you can flash on the go instead of plugging in your device and re-flashing it. Anyway, let's switch over to the the PC so I can show you guys how we can flash, for example, a M5 stack Cardputer. So the first thing we want to do is go to github.com/bmorcelli/launcher. Now, once you're in the GitHub repo, you want to make sure you give this man a star because he has worked tirelessly, as well as other projects as well, to do this amazing piece of work. Like, this is so helpful. It's arguably the most helpful flasher when it comes to IoT devices in particular. Now, we can use the M5 burner application, within desktop, but we're going to use the web flasher because it's really easy. It says how to install, and then it says launch your flasher. Down here, it says open web flasher. You have everything that you could possibly need. Before we go over here, though, we want to make sure we go to sillylabs.com, go to downloads, and if you're using Windows, download the CP210X Universal Windows driver. This will help you a whole bunch. There's also a Mac OS driver. I, wouldn't know about that. I use, Linux like an adult. Now, over here, we go to latest release, and we have all of our custom devices. We have a Waveshare device here, which is their ESP32 S3. Oh my God, LCD display. This is new. I haven't seen this before. We go to custom. We have the custom Smoochie board, as well as the new Bruce Reaper board, so you can flash launcher with, on your Reaper board. We got the Marauder V4, OG, and V6. This is the Just Call Me Coco Marauders. We got the Marauder V6, Marauder V7, and I wonder if they will eventually have the Marauder V8. We got the Marauder Minis right here, the AWOC Dual Mini V2, V3, Phantom by Rabbit Labs, and the Wave Sentry. I am not sure I know what the Wave Sentry is. Now we can go to CYD. There are a whole bunch of different cheap yellow displays. So depending on the code on the back of your cheap yellow display, so for example, I have the 028, and the 028s are right here. So you have the inverted 028 and the regular 028. So, it all comes down to which one you have on the back of your device. The 3.5, the 4.3, the 3.5 again, the 3.2. There's so many cheap yellow displays, as well as the new Nerd Miner CYD C5. Now, I wouldn't call this a CYD because it's damn near between $25 to $30. I've seen people try to price them to $40. That's not cheap anymore. Cheap yellow displays you get for $9. This is an EYD. Now, we're going to pick our specific device. So we're going to go to latest release. There's also beta releases. And we're going to go to M5 stack. But there's also almost all the LilyGO devices, as well as headless devices that you can work with, just in case you're doing a custom build. So we're going to go to M5 stack. And from here, Cardputer and Cardputer ADV. Now, depending on what kind of device you have in your hand, you want to hold down the boot button before plugging in your device. You want to make sure your device is turned off. I'm using the Cardputer and Cardputer ADV, so it's on the top right corner. You have a reset button and a boot go button. So we want to select the boot go button, hold it down, plug in our device, press install, and you can erase before flashing. In this case, I kind of don't want to, so we're just going to press install, and you should see your COM port. Make sure you are selecting the proper COM port. From here, we press connect, and we wait for it to be fully flashed. Now, if you're using an M5 stack device, then you have M5 burner. I mean, you can flash with the web flasher if you absolutely want to. There's also different ways you can flash, such as ESP32Terminator.com. You can actually flash launcher from ESP32Terminator.com, but we can go to Cardputer right here, and if in this case we have a Cardputer, we can flash launcher straight from M5 burner, and that's also really cool. But you can also download these custom firmware. Don't flash them. Go to the SD card file where you have your M5 burner saved. Most of the time it's in downloads. And then drag that file, which will have a weird name. I have a full video on this somewhere on my Cardputer on how to flash. And just drag it to the SD card slot. There's a whole bunch of different ways. But M5 burner is here just in case you want to flash, straight from the device. Now, I flashed my Cardputer ADV. I also pre-flashed my M5 Stack Tab 5, but it does not matter which device you flashed, it's all the same UI. And if you haven't already liked this video and subscribed to the channel, we'd really appreciate that. Let's get back at it. I got my Cardputer ADV ready. I'm gonna flip the on and off switch right there, turn it on, and you see right now it says pork chop. We're gonna hit enter though, because before we even have this loaded, it's gonna ask us which custom firmware do we wanna boot from. Now, I have two custom firmware ready and partitioned right down here at the bottom. I've got the evil firmware as well as pork chop by the legend Octo. I love Octasec's firmware. I love everything that Octasec does. He's such a decent human being and an amazing dev. If you go to OTA, you can then connect to your Wi-Fi network, and after you connect to your Wi-Fi network, you can basically select what you want to download to the SD card slot, like to the SD card itself, and then boot straight from the SD card. You also have all of the custom firmware that you would typically find in M5 Burner, which helps out a whole bunch. You can change the color, the UI, the theme. Some of the things don't really boot. Like for example, I've never been able to download Doom OTA. I also have a video where I show you how you can take out the SD card, save the firmware to the SD card, and then burn straight from the actual device. So right here, if I wanted to, I could go to SD card. That really isn't coming off. That glare is terrible. And I can select downloads because that's my downloads SD card folder. And I've got a bunch of different custom firmware here. Advanced OS, which turns your Cardputer ADV into a portable media machine, which it's really cool. It's really nice. There's also a Game Boy emulator. There's Bus Pirate, where you can use your device as a Bus Pirate, I2C, SPI, you name it. If you need to turn your Cardputer ADV into a debugging tool, then you're good to go. But we downloaded the evil firmware and pork chop straight over the air. That's pretty cool. But we can go to PMan, which is our partition manager. Calling it PMan is crazy. And we can change the partition scheme. We can change pretty much everything to adapt to whatever custom firmware we like. Because not all custom firmware will be able to be partitioned half and half. For example, I don't think you can partition pork chop with the Bruce firmware. However, I think if you do play with the settings a little bit, you might get some complex ones going. It tells us which is protected and what we can do from here. If we wanted to change the config, we can also change the brightness, the color of the UI, the orientation, you name it, we can do even more now. But the main feature is having dual boot capabilities. So let's say we wanted to select the evil firmware. We can press launch, give it a second, and there we go. But we're gonna turn it off, turn it back on, and now it says evil Cardputer, but we can also press right when it first boots, and we can select pork chop, for example. So we don't necessarily have to just boot straight into evil. We can switch, and I'm gonna hit reset one more time. And we're gonna hit right again, and this time we're gonna hit evil Cardputer. Now, if this is your first time using Launcher, if you reset your device, so that's gonna reset a device, and you just don't do anything, it'll boot into whatever is listed on the screen. And that's perfectly fine. For example, right now it's launching evil, but if we hit reset again, and we hit enter, we're now in the actual launcher menu. Over here we have the tab 5, which before basically the ESP32C6 would not initialize, so your P4 was stuck with nothing but a P4. But now we have C6 integration. I do have the ESP32C5 with a GPS on the back, but we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna find the Laboratorium firmware. Where is it? Laboratorium, there we go, Monster C5, tab 5. And from here, we can basically install straight from the device. There we go, we got the Laboratorium firmware running the Monster C5, and we're good to go. We can perform any tests that we like. I really love this custom firmware. And if there's an update, you can update directly from Launcher just to keep yourself on top of what's going on within this UI. There's also a few more features that I don't know if you guys paid attention to it, but on the tab 5, we now have an actual battery life indicator that wasn't there before. And I love the fact that it's there now because it was kind of annoying to try to figure out what was actually going on with that battery pack. I cannot stand how fat it is, but that's neither here nor there. There's so many exciting things coming out for the tab 5 in particular. You also have the Cardputer the Cardputer Zero coming out, and they just hit $1 million, which they hit their benchmark. There will now be black transparent Cardputer Zeros. That is phenomenal. They also secretly announced their new CC1101 NFC hat, and that, to me, I love it. It's amazing because that means I can stick a GPS module on the back with the LilyGO connectors and just have NFC, a CC1101, so that's sub-gigahertz, NFC, GPS, everything straight from the device. And just as an added teaser, Octo from Porkchop has one, and he's been testing. I can't spoil too much, but there is exciting things coming out. And if you aren't subscribed to Pirata or Octo or any of these awesome developers, I've linked so many awesome members of the Blackwire down below. You can check out their channels, check out their GitHub repos, throw them a star, because these developers work tirelessly to contribute not just to the community and the open source community, but to the world, man, and they outdo themselves, especially Pirata, because the launcher firmware is a cornerstone of ESP32 projects. It doesn't matter what ESP32 custom firmware you're using, this should be the first thing that you launch because it adds a level of seamlessness where if you're having problems flashing, with whatever web flasher you're using, you can just save it to an SD card, make sure it's the proper bin file, and just load it straight from your device. That is amazing. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you guys for the love and support because you guys are simply amazing. Stay smart, stay vigilant, stay curious, and remember to take care of the ones you love. We'll see you next time.